Hi guys, I know it's been a while. I've had some health issues that I've been dealing with and whatnot, so I haven't been able to do these things lately. So today I'm going to be doing a black opal tumbler using a variety of flakes that I've gotten from a variety of different vendors. I just have sticking around. I think I've got 3 different vendors that I have them from. I have this cup from Pressing Images. It's a 20-ounce skinny with a handle. I've base painted it black, and then I have applied 2 layers of Tack It over and over on it, waiting for everything to dry in between layers. The Tack It over and over is a repositionable glue. Any repositionable glue will do the trick if you don't happen to have this brand on hand. Some people dilute their Tack It over and over. I find I just have to add more anyway because I get blank spots, so why waste the time? You can feel and hear it when it is dry and sticky. It dries kind of like the back of a post-it note is how it feels. So you need it to be completely dry. If there's any white on it, it still has wet spots, so just wait a few minutes. I think it takes about 10 minutes for it to dry. And so I've got parchment paper beneath me to catch any loose flakes as I apply them, and I just have 2 coats on here to make sure I have a really good coat. So here's a tip. When you have opal flakes, you can't really see what color they're going to turn into on different bases. So I paint my lids black for half of it, so you can't see what that's going to look like when it's on a black base. So I paint my half of it black and then have half of it white, and then I cover it with either some UV resin or some clear nail polish, and just to seal it in there. And that way, I mean, it's not perfectly covered because I don't care, but I've applied it with the Tack It over and over on my lids, and that way I can see what it's going to do when I'm looking for a specific kind of color, and I don't have to remember what the brands are. This one has a clear lid, so I've painted the white. On the other ones they have a white lid, so I didn't have to, but that way you just get a really good idea. And these small little containers may seem expensive when you're buying them, but they actually really go a long way. So don't let the tiny containers necessarily deter you. You could probably do a whole cup with one, but it's, you know, not like glitter. So I've got a variety from different vendors, and they're different colors, and they have different color shifts, and some of them have a color with just by themselves, and then they change over the black base. But I just grab a fluffy brush so that I can pick up as many flakes as possible with the brush, and then I'm going to press it in to the into the glue that's dried in random spots as I go. So you can see I've picked up a bunch of flakes, and now I'm just going to press them in, and if they fall off into different spots on the cup, that's okay, because you're just doing a random mishmash. And so you can really see the color shift on this one. It goes kind of from a pinky purple to an orangish kind of color, and it's just lovely. So you can see on my lids, I didn't do as good a job as I'm going to do on the cup, because really, who cares? It's just for an idea. So I'm just going to randomly place it in different spots around the cup. And I have a variety of different kinds of flakes. You can see how it's falling there. I have opal flakes, and I have chameleon flakes, and they all just have a lovely effect on a black base, and they just, I don't know, this is my favorite cup. Don't forget to do the handle if you're doing a handled cup, on the front and on the back of the handle, just to keep everything nice and even, and looks like it's the whole thing. So I'm not going to make you watch 15 minutes of this. I'm going to speed it up here soon, but I just wanted to give you a really good idea of how I press it in. I can't remember how many different colors I put on here, but if you've only got a few, then use a few, but the lid's kind of tight, so we're just going to set that aside. And again, I'm just picking up a different color and then pressing it into the glue so that it sticks nice. And isn't that just a beautiful shift? This cup sparkles so much in the sunshine. This is a good way to make a galaxy tumbler as well, and you could just leave a lot more black space in between and then add a little bit of an eco glitter or an ultra fine glitter into your epoxy to give it a starry like look, or add some 4-pointed star glitter to the tumbler in the black spaces. But you can just see that I'm just covering it randomly, and I'm just going to place all of my flakes in a random way, and I'm speeding up here so that you don't have to watch me for half an hour. Just do the same motion over and over again. You can just see as I'm building my layers with all my different kinds of flakes how it's just turning out to look like an opal. If you've ever seen one of those, they're just simply gorgeous. My next project, I'm going to be doing this with a part black, part white base, so that they're different colors in on the same thing, but I'm going to do that on a tea tin. If you don't have a repositionable glue, you could use the epoxy method to apply this and just do a super thin layer of epoxy. I've not tried it, but I worry about the epoxy wrecking my brushes and transferring epoxy into my flakes, so I've not attempted it. This way works just fine for me, so this is what I do, and tack it over and over is fairly easy to get off of Amazon or wherever. And so there I have my tumbler all just ready to go, and now I'm going to burnish with my hands, just to make sure anything that's loose is all pressed in, and it's like doing the burnished tack it glitter method. So I'm just going to press it all in and shine it all up so it's all ready to go for epoxy. I'm going to do a couple of coats of epoxy, making sure to be very careful around my handle. I'm not going to show you that part in this video because everybody has seen that, but just look at those color shifts. This cup is amazing. I really like this method, and like I said, those little tiny pots, the flakes go a long way. Like, there is a lot more in there than you think because they're just so light and airy and whatnot. But yeah, you just burnish it all down and it's all ready to go. And I'm going to put 2 coats of epoxy on here and then decal it, and then another coat of epoxy, and then it'll be all done and ready to use. And this one is mine, so I got to keep it, and if anybody wants one, I'm happy to oblige. But this is my new favorite cup, and I just love the color shifts, and this is what it looks like in the sunshine under epoxy. Isn't that super, super, super sparkly and shiny and shifty and just lovely? So the decal I put on there says I am blessed and highly favored, and I am. So I just wanted to make sure to remind myself of that. And so there you have my black opal tumbler.